Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will be going through my Writer Analytical Solutions business value presentation. So this will include all the different services currently offer in the business, and it will give a bit of an outline as to what each service is and how it will help your business moving forwards. So first up here, we have the data analysis dashboard and coaching, which will be at $200 per month. So basically, this consists of a one-on-one coaching session on Microsoft Teams each month, 45 minutes, based on the business past monthly performance and metrics. So, uh, on this is basically where we collect the data for your business. We collate it all together and then put that through into a dashboard form. Now, this could look like it could be in Excel, it could be in Google Looker, or it could be in Power BI or Tableau or um, IBM Cognos, depending on the preference of the client now or the customer. Now, we're going to be very much on a case by case based approach with each business that we sell to. Some businesses will like to have a more uh, sort of streamlined approach and more cloud-based technology. And if they have larger data sets, we will work in uh, Microsoft Power BI or IBM Cognos. For businesses that are a little bit smaller, sort of sole traders, tradies, gym owners, um, you know, retailers, that sort of thing, more likely to use tools like Google Looker and Excel. Businesses that have Microsoft enterprise software subscription, they're more likely to be pointed in the direction of Power BI just because the data-driven decision making is a little bit more efficient with Power BI. Now, moving across to business intelligence development and streamlined BPM. So BPM stands for business process modeling for those who do not know. Um, as a one-off, this could be $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the scale and size of the business. So size and scale of the business, the amount of data the business has, the amount of hours of work that's required are very subjective to the pricing. Now, if you're just a small operator and you just want a bit of one-on-one coaching on Microsoft Teams each month for 45 minutes, and you just want your dashboard to be updated each month, and the metrics sort of coach to you based on the metrics as far as the data goes to gain a little bit of insight as to what's happening within your business and just to get a little bit of a few extra critical thinking skills as to ways to scale or to add in revenue streams or to lower operating expenses or to increase your market size. They're the sort of that's the sort of thing there that's going to be very beneficial. Um, so basically, second service, it's just $1,000 to $2,000 for to build the business intelligence development system and the business process model that extracts the data out of the software that the business may run or your business may run into um, Power Query to clean that data and then into potentially Power BI to run DAX and some code to draw some more sophisticated interpretations. Or it might be if you don't have very high Microsoft Office subscription, it might just be Google Sheets, streamlining, getting all your business data from Excel into Google Sheets, streamlining those Google Sheets into one master Google Sheet, and then connecting that sheet into Google Looker to perform the overall analysis end to end throughout your whole business operations. So that's a bigger scale project. The difference between these two services is one is a little bit smaller scale. It's kind of, if you know, one area of the business, hey mate, can you have a look at my sales for me? Then data analysis, dashboard, and coaching is quite good. Or, you know, can you have a look at my operating costs, or can you have a look at my inventory to tell me sort of, you know, what I'm turning over, all that sort of thing is more basic. When we start adding in all different areas of a business, that's when the cost would start to go up because there's more work involved to streamline all those data sets. So, um, as I said down here, this second one is a bit better for businesses that are looking to get Power BI and get a more automated approach with AI and the latest technology there, for data-driven decision making. So, for any additional sort of services or questions, you know, we can do other consulting services in terms of just building a spreadsheet that you can use on day to day to make your business a little bit more, um, you know, efficient. If you know, still writing things down, you know, if you want a series of spreadsheets connected all into one centralized location, we can do that as well. So it's just about just reaching out if you've got sort of any questions around business analysis, improving your processes, or data analytics. The other thing too is if you have a bit of an interest in, you know, the global economy and how that affects your business, then I'll also be able to provide you with some consultancy-based services based on the global geopolitical economic problems that the world is currently facing and how that can affect your business from, you know, a resource allocation perspective and a cost perspective. So coming over next, so we're just going to run you guys through just quickly the different business intelligence tools. So the first business intelligence tool is Google Looker Studio. So this one here is probably the most favorable, I would say, for smaller businesses that probably have 1 to 5 employees. The reason being for this is it doesn't cost anything to set up. Like you can literally go and buy a laptop, get an ABN in 15 minutes, and start business and recording your business inventory, your products, your services on in Google Sheets, and we can set up an automated system for you um, that will connect your Google Sheets together, that will centralize one location for where all your business data is then connected into Google Looker Studio with all the visualizations and the business intelligence tools to push innovation in your business, to be able to identify trends on where your business is performing well, where it's going down and it's dipping. So basically, this is pretty good as a pretty sort of cost-effective, affordable approach. If you just wanted to pay $200 a month and you're just starting a business, you could just do as I said. You get Google Sheets and you could then come to us and we could build you up the centralized platform and the dashboard. We could update it for you every month, give you an hour. I'd give you 1 hour or 45 minutes to an hour of my time per month and for $200 a month. And we would be able to work together on increasing the revenue in your business from a business development perspective and approach. So we can also use, we can clean the data up in Power Query. Now, if it's bigger business, you would use Power Query and you'd have to, you know, buy Microsoft a user license, which I believe is like $120 to $150 per year to use Power Query with that, which is how you would clean the data. Now, if you're just putting the data in to Sheets because you're a really small operator, then you know you wouldn't need to do that approach. But once again, it's a bit of a case by case with each business. Each business has different challenges with storing its data, and you know it's important that we have that initial consultation, which is free of charge, to determine what best suits your business. So, yeah, as I said, nice cost-effective approach there. The next one is the Excel dashboard. So the Excel dashboard, really pretty easy to make, not too complicated. It's connected to the business's data sets if the business data sets are on Excel. Now that's like a lot of businesses have a lot of data in just Excel. Um, the benefits is it's quite easy to do refreshes. Just all you have to do is just add the data into the spreadsheet and the dashboard's there. You're just refreshing the dashboard and the story and through the visualizations just keeps getting updated as you manually put the data in. Um, the drawbacks are you don't have those business intelligence tools or the AI tools that some of the bigger um, BI tools such as Power BI and Cognos and Tableau have. But it is still a very good starting point for small businesses that just want to kind of keep track of revenue by product or revenue by service or um, sales revenue by different types of markets in different types of locations. Um, and you can also use Power Pivot and Power Query as your BI tools in Excel as well, which are quite strong. We can do, if you've got multiple data sets, we can get a whole lot of different data sets, put them all together into Power Pivot, and then draw a dashboard out of Power Pivot. We can clean the data through Power Query to automate the process in the cleaning phase if you're extracting the data from different softwares. But once again, case by case basis, depending on how your business runs and the size of your business. And that just brings me back to the next point. We're very welcome here of any sort of business of any size, from your grandma, mum and dad, hot plant business to your local chippy or electrician to all the way up to your recruitment business or your consultancy um, or management consultancy based business. So, this service really is for businesses of all size, and we work with businesses of all size to try and find the best solution for each individual. So last, I'm just going to go on Power BI here. So Power BI is the most efficient, most effective form of business intelligence, just in my opinion, because it streamlines with a lot of different Microsoft products. Looker, if you've got a lot of data and you want to set up a server, you can put that all through BigQuery as your server and put it on the Google Cloud. You have a lot of data, as previously mentioned in a lot of the videos. You can also put that data into Microsoft SQL Server that um, you know can then go straight into Excel, go straight into Power BI to draw those interpretations. And the good thing about Power BI is you have the data cleaning tools already in Power BI. You have Power Query, which allows you to clean the data in Power BI. You can then upload multiple different data sets, whether it's from your server or your Excel file stored on your computer, and you can connect them into Power BI and draw schemas, relationships between different data sets. If there's a match between those data sets that you can measure off. So, say, for example, you've got names of different clients, you've got the amount of money they paid you each month on one data set for the financial year. Then on another data set, you've got the same clients, how old they are, um, and what suburb they live in. And on another spreadsheet, you might have the name of the client, and then you might have, the metrics of what they sort of scored in your particular business. So, say if it's a coaching, physical fitness based business, you might have their bench press um, 1 rep max or their squat 1 rep max. And then what you can do with these three different spreadsheets, as in my Power Pivot video, as per my Power Pivot video, you can connect them through a schema in Power BI. And what this will allow you to do is it'll allow you to get all the information from those three spreadsheets into um, under that one in that one visualization with all the different names. So when you start talking about connecting sheets, that's another level up of the power of data-driven decision making. Now, if you're a smaller business, don't worry too much. We can still do this for you on Power Pivot. Um, so DAX is a good tool here too on Power BI, really good for coding, um, drawing additional interpretations. It's replaced the old using functions and formulas in Excel. It just sort of just automates the whole thing, and you can just clean it all up in Power BI. So you can go straight from a raw data set into a visualization by using Power Query schemas and DAX. Um, so this is more beneficial for businesses with larger amounts of data. And as I said, streamlines well with Excel, SQL, or a Microsoft SQL server. And it's also pretty good with SharePoint as well. You can put up your Power BI reports on SharePoint if you're running Microsoft Enterprise. You've got a Microsoft Enterprise license. What you gain out of this as a business. So the key performance metrics is a big one for your business. So you'll be able to uncover all the sales and marketing insights to grow the areas of and identify and grow the areas for business development, data storytelling to identify where the business can potentially grow, areas to sort of cut back on a little bit. It'll also be able to identify problems before they potentially arise in a business or bring problems to your attention before they might have come up otherwise. So this falls under the risk mitigation category. Next, we've got evidence-based decisions. So basically, by going into data-driven decision making, it takes the emotion out of your work. So this is very much not really an emotional based consultancy service. It's just based on data, and it's based on facts and the truth from that data. Now, the only inefficiency we could have is if there's an error within the data set, and we will sort of talk about that a little bit more if you come on board. But the main goal here is to sort of work away from personal bias and gut feelings and work more towards data-driven decision making and based on factual evidence. Okay, next we've got enhanced accuracy. So data-driven insights, they're they're all about minimizing errors in the decision-making process, is what I mentioned above. So less errors in the business mean a more efficient business and a business that has a much better chance of long-term growth and sustainability. It increases efficiency due to the streamlined processing, the business processing modeling, creating that centralized system where everyone's jobs come back into one centralized point, and everyone has that one centralized point of truth to go off, which is good because it's quite collaborative, as opposed to one department having an opinion on something and another department having opinion on something else, and you've got to try and bring everyone together. If everyone's just all on the same page, working on the same thing, it really helps, and it also helps you keep track of what's going on throughout the company. Um, Cost reduction. So cost reduction wise, you can as I said before, we can identify those areas of inefficiency and provide insights on areas that you can cut down on expenses to provide significant cost savings if there's an area of inefficiency present. And the last one is innovation. So basically, data-driven insights can fuel innovation in business and in the category of products and services development. So by gaining this information and insight, you're able to find those areas to improve on in terms of your services. You can see who's dropping off, who's coming on board, and really categorize people down and products down to where the demand is in the current climate. And we can look at that on an annual basis too. What were the months where you saw the strongest demand for a particular product or service in your business? What were the months where the product or service was at its weakest? And this all helps you, hire an extra people or get some extra resources on board in the business for those particular months, or order more stock in some seasons and less stock in other seasons. It all just depends on what your business is. So thanks very much for listening in today. If you have any further questions, send me a direct message on the Writer Analytical Solutions Instagram page. And don't forget to hit subscribe to the Writer Analytical Solutions YouTube channel. Catch you next time, guys. Thanks very much.